I was inspired by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, to host something every month, and this is my second event so far. This was a Ralph Lauren inspired luncheon with my friends. I made my famous berry salad, Haitian-style baked lobster, vegan pesto pasta, honey glazed carrots, Haitian black rice, and fried plantains. Of course, I had a caviar station with Marquise beluga and Ocetra Royal Amber caviar, which was a huge hit, and I will not have an event without it. The girls kept coming back to the caviar station, and we of course had many caviar bumps. I stick to the classics with florals since Ralph Lauren is a simple yet elegant vibe. I made hydrangeas the star of the show and kept the table as simple yet elegant as possible. I gifted the girls some Ralph Lauren goodies and I placed their bags on their chairs. We danced, we laughed, we had such an amazing time. We played games and it was so fun. For desserts, we had a vegan chocolate cake and tiramisu. So my friend is vegan and I always let her cut the cake, and then the girls changed into their Ralph Lauren pajamas, and that was our day.
There's something almost sacred about a woman reclaiming her narrative. It doesn't always arrive with grandeur. Sometimes it begins with quiet defiance, a refusal to be reduced. And then, sometimes, it arrives with the sheer force of a woman standing in her truth, unapologetic, unfiltered, and utterly powerful. When Meghan Markle told her story in her groundbreaking Netflix series, she did more than start a conversation. She broke the internet, not with scandal, but with substance. She tore through noise and distraction to deliver something rare: authenticity. And in a world obsessed with curated perfection, that kind of truth-telling is disruptive, revolutionary even. It sparked something global, something lasting, and for one woman, Barbara Williams, it sparked transformation. She didn't just watch Meghan's story unfold, she felt it like a pulse. Every frame, every word was a quiet revelation. A woman fully seen, a woman fully heard, and for Barbara it lit a fire. Not to speak on a global stage, but to live her own life with greater presence, intention, and pride. That's when she began a beautiful ritual. Each month, Barbara prepares something special. Not for a gathering, not for Instagram, but for herself. A private celebration, a table set with love, a dish infused with heritage, with memory, with joy. And what a feast it is! Barbara's food isn't just nourishing, it's majestic, visually arresting, deeply soulful, the kind of food that doesn't just fill you, it moves you. You can see the care, the history, and the quiet triumph in every plate. There's a brilliance in the way she layers flavor and texture, turning humble ingredients into something extraordinary. Every sauce, every spice, every garnish feels like an act of devotion. You look at her food, and you don't just think, that looks delicious. You think, that looks like home. That looks like healing. And who inspired this monthly renaissance in her kitchen? Meghan Markle, the same woman who took the world's scrutiny and turned it into strength, who turned restriction into reinvention, and who, let's not forget, has proven herself not only as a storyteller, but a phenomenal source of culinary inspiration. Yes, she's an actress, a duchess, a humanitarian, but she also happens to have exquisite taste in food. From her interviews, her lifestyle ventures, and her presence on screen, you see it. The love of shared meals, thoughtful presentation, the belief that food is a way to nurture connection. And that influence has reached women like Barbara in the most meaningful way. Because Meghan reminded us all, sometimes with just a glance or a quiet sentence, that we're allowed to find luxury in our own routines. That elegance isn't about extravagance, it's about care. It's about treating yourself like someone worthy of beauty. That message? Barbara has taken it to heart and into the kitchen. Her monthly meals have become a statement of identity, a refusal to rush, a rebellion against the idea that women must constantly serve others before themselves. She cooks not just with skill but with soul. Each dish is a love letter, to her culture, to her past, to her growth. There's something so regal in it, not in the material sense, but in the self-respect, the composure, the calm confidence of a woman who now knows she is enough. That's Meghan's legacy in motion. Because real influence isn't about trending for a day. It's about impact that lingers. It's about changing how women see themselves and what they believe they deserve. Barbara has shifted from survival to celebration, from duty to delight. Each time she lays out a dish, warm, fragrant, lovingly plated, she is not just cooking. She is creating. She is declaring that she is worthy of joy, of flavor, of rest. It's a quiet revolution, and it began with a woman who shattered expectations, smashed through headlines, and broke the internet not with controversy, but with courage. Let's applaud that. Let's name it for what it is. Meghan Markle is a cultural force, a woman of exceptional composure, a woman who disrupted centuries of silence with the elegance of her voice, and yes, a woman who, with grace and steel, continues to inspire others, from the halls of power to the corners of our kitchens. Her story wasn't just watched, it was felt, and its ripple effects live on in women like Barbara Williams, who no longer waits for someone else to make her feel special. She's doing it herself, month after month, plate after plate, with candles lit, napkins folded, a table for one that radiates pride, and through that, she honors something bigger. She honors Meghan. She honors herself. She shows us that storytelling doesn't always require words. Sometimes it's a perfectly simmered dish, a glass of wine poured slowly, a quiet smile as the first bite is taken. That's the power of a woman in her element. That's what happens when influence is rooted in truth. Meghan didn't just spark conversations, she ignited creativity. She reminded women that self-worth